guys, welcome to today's video. In today's video, I am here to announce that going forward, my channel will be cruelty-free, which is super exciting. And I have to say mostly cruelty-free, just because it's going to take some time. I have some products in my inventory that aren't cruelty-free that I'm going to occasionally use on this channel just to get through. And when I do use them, I will, of course, put something in the description so that you know what those items are. And then I also won't be highlighting them or reviewing them in the same way. So this video is kind of a hard one to film just because in a lot of ways I have to admit my own flaws and my own ignorance, which is never easy to do. But basically, when I was in my early 20s, I was super adamant about being cruelty-free. I didn't purchase from any brands who tested on animals, of course, but I also didn't purchase from any brands whose parent companies tested on animals. I won't be as strict this time going into it because one, there are so many brands out there whose mission statements I really align with, who actually do good things for animals and the earth and people, who I guess just needed that financial backing. Two, the other reason is because I feel like it would just really limit what I can show on this channel because so many brands are owned by a larger, bigger brand. So going into it and kind of what happened. When I worked for Lush, and I have to really mention Lush because Lush is the whole reason when I discovered them, that's the whole reason why I went cruelty-free. That's really when I learned animal testing practices, and then that's really when I started doing my research of companies who animal tested, and I was shocked. There's so many of them. But when I worked for Lush, of course, all of my skincare, hair care, body care was cruelty-free, and then I worked right across from Sephora, and that's where I frequented. I was so bad. I was always over in Sephora, and I had a little list with me. It was before there were like apps and things like that, really, or I just didn't have access to them. But I had a list with me of all the brands who were cruelty-free, and that's the only ones I purchased from. So I was really conscious of what was cruelty-free. So then I went to work for a second brand who carried makeup, and I only used their makeup exclusively for a really long time, and it was cruelty-free. And then I started branching out and just trying new things, and I just wasn't paying the same amount of attention that I once did. Now I have to say that I haven't been completely ignorant because brands that I knew 100% tested I wouldn't buy from. I just really wouldn't do that research to double check. So brands like L'Oreal, Maybelline, I've never purchased from. A recent one is NARS. A couple years ago, they started selling in China, and I haven't purchased from them since. So I haven't been completely ignorant, but this is something I've been wanting to do for a long time. And I took a look at my collection that I have, and there are quite a few items in here that have been tested on animals, and I don't want to use them anymore, and I want to show them to you guys. And this video is kind of a goodbye to those products, and I also thought it would be a good way to highlight some brands who aren't cruelty-free if you didn't know, because so many of these in here really deceived me and I didn't know. If you're cruelty-free or just curious about it in general, go ahead and hit the like button. I would appreciate it, and subscribe if you haven't already. I want to move into this video. I am so sorry the intro was so long. I was thinking of doing two separate videos, but it just didn't really make sense for me. So moving on, let's get into the first product. To get into this, I do just want to say, so these are really about the products I'm saying goodbye to, not so much the brands themselves. Yes, of course, that's hard too, and that sucks. But these specific products I really love, and it makes me sad, and I wish the companies would change their policies. But the first one I want to start with, and these are a mix, so I'm going to start with perfume, because a lot of perfumes are animal tested, especially the ones you will find at Sephora. Any of the high-end stuff, most of it is animal tested. It's actually really hard to find a cruelty-free luxury kind of perfume. But this is Fresh Cannabis Santal. Fresh is a hard one in general just because they make some really great products, and I just like the option to buy them. And with a name like Fresh, wouldn't you think that they're cruelty-free? Like, they seem to use a lot of natural ingredients. Like, I definitely thought they were cruelty-free. So this one really hurt me. This is Cannabis Santal. This is actually a men's perfume. They make a ladies version called Cannabis Rose, which I've never smelled. They don't even sell it at Sephora because this one is more popular. What happened, one of my jobs, a woman walked in with this perfume, and I was like, oh my God, what are you wearing? And I went and bought it the same day because I absolutely loved it. This one's really hard to say goodbye to. This is my all-time favorite perfume, and sadly, I'm gonna be using it up and not buying it again. Next, Glam Glow. I didn't know Glam Glow wasn't cruelty-free. I was actually talking to a friend about it not too long ago. I want to say it was around Halloween, and she said they weren't cruelty-free, and I was like, oh yeah, they are. They're not. This is the Super Mud Clearing Treatment. I had tried several masks from Glam Glow. I also have like their highlighting palette. I have tried a couple random like skincare products as well. This one though is the standout product for me. It really helps with like those pimples and to dry them out. What I am replacing this with for now, I mean obviously there's a lot in here, so it's going to take me a long time to get through it. But what I am replacing this with now is the UFO oil from Sunday Riley. It has that green tint to it. I've been using that as a spot treatment instead, so no more of Glam Glow. Clarisonic, who knew? I just purchased this in January and I have replacement brush heads and all that sort of thing. I'm probably going to try to sell them somewhere. Didn't know Clarisonic wasn't cruelty free, and I do really enjoy using this. I do have from a FabFitFun box, I got one of those little Foreo facial cleansers, so I'm replacing this with that. So I won't be without something of that nature, but I am sad that I spent the money on this and I had no clue they weren't cruelty free. Anyway, moving on, I hope you guys don't mind these quick reviews just because I don't really want to be highlighting these products or like talking about why I love them so much. These are from Moroccanoil. This is the extra volume shampoo and conditioner, and as you can see, these are just travel sizes, but I was just about to buy the full size. I definitely thought Moroccanoil was cruelty free. This one smells really good and it gives volume without making my hair feel dry. I was about to go buy the big size. I thought it was great, and sadly I won't be purchasing from Moroccanoil. This one really hurts my heart. It is Pat McGrath. Again, I know I keep saying that, but I didn't know. I mean, you never really know with these luxury brands, but Pat McGrath is not cruelty free. So I have two palettes here that I purchased. They are my only Pat McGrath products, and I purchased both of these with 20% off during like a Sephora VIB Rouge sale. This one I got 2 years ago. No, last holiday season, and then I got this back in October. Love the colors in here. I love the formula of the shadows, and also her lipsticks look really great, but sadly I won't be purchasing them. All right, this one I knew wasn't cruelty free, and that sucks to admit, but this is MAC Cosmetics Fix Plus. We all know what this is, and it's a great product, and I am really sad to see this one go. There are so many alternatives to this though, things that I have actually tried and I'm still trying out, but there's something about Fix Plus that I do love, and sadly, I'm going to have to use it all up and finish it. So you can see I have about 1/3 of the bottle left there, and I also have another full size, which I may try to sell or give away. Really sad about that one. Don't want to say goodbye, but until MAC changes their policies, and I think MAC is one of those brands that if they did change their policies, it would change the whole beauty community. Like, I feel like they would be such a heavy hitter, and they should really consider it. A second perfume that I have, like I said, perfume's a really hard one. There's so many. This one is a recent favorite and discovery, and there's mascara on it because I store it in my mascara little cup that I have. This is Atelier Cologne, not pronounced right. Vanilla Insensé. I discovered this back in October. It is a beautiful perfume. I love the aroma, and I completely fell in love with it. I almost put it in my best of 2018, but couldn't, knowing that it wasn't cruelty free. I won't be buying the full size of this one. Two more items to talk about. This is from Benefit. This is the Roller Lash. If you guys saw my 12 pans of Christmas, I did completely empty this up, and it's about to go into my empties, but I do want to mention it. There are so many alternatives to this. I have like 4 or 5 mascaras that I've tried this year and have loved, so I don't need it. But this at one point was my holy grail mascara, and it's empty, and it's going to go into my empties, and I won't be repurchasing it. Benefit in general is another hard brand to say goodbye to because they have so many great products. They're always coming out with new stuff. But Roller Lash is the one that sticks out to me, and that's the one that's the hardest to say goodbye to. This next one is probably the hardest of the whole bunch. I had this whole bin put together of the products I just showed, and I thought of another random product and another brand to check out, and I was like, shit, they test. This is Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Ultra Long Wear Foundation. My favorite foundation. I talk about this in a ton of videos. I always use it in tutorials. I love the color of this one. It matches me perfectly. I love the wear of it. It stays all day. And they also just came out with the Luminous one. I can't remember what it's called. It's Luminoso, Luminous. That's Milani Blush. Luminous. I was about to put that in my cart, and I really wanted that foundation. And then I was like, shit, can't do that. So really upset about this one. Yeah, definitely a hard one to say goodbye to. I'm going to use it up. I think I have about 2/3 of the bottle left, and I won't be purchasing from Laura Mercier anymore. Some other brands I just wanted to mention real quick, just because those brands themselves I either wanted to check out or I really like a lot of their products. Makeup Forever, they're a big one. They're kind of always pushing the boundaries. They have a lot of artistry type things. They're a sad one to say goodbye to. Also, more for skincare, Boscia, no clue. Definitely thought they were cruelty free. I also have Laneige. They make those great like lip masks. I don't actually own one. I've just tried samples, but I definitely had them on my Sephora favorites to maybe buy later. And then also Belief. Their what is it called? Aquabomb moisturizer, True Cream. I can't remember. They have different levels of it. I have tried samples of that and also have considered purchasing it. Didn't know those brands weren't cruelty free, so I wanted to mention them. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Maybe I shed some light on some brands that you didn't know weren't cruelty free. Please subscribe if you haven't already and you enjoyed this video. Let me know below your favorite cruelty free brands. I would love to know as I'm kind of exploring. And maybe too, if you have a brand that is like a shocker, one like this where I just didn't know. Mention them below, kind of put them on blast, get them out there. I thank you guys for watching this video. I appreciate you, and I will see you soon.